loser, bro.
All right, we back. New episode, just landed.
Yeah.
Jetsetters edition.
Yeah, you need to know that.
Got a special guest in the building.
It's me, Rich Semere.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah.
That's a real old song. Joe doing his Nardwar. With that one for sure. Lord have mercy. Yeah. I was a baby.
Yeah.
For real. I am still a young man. Quit playing. For real.
Real OG, man.
OG. Real OG.
Yeah.
Indeed. So what's good, man? Tell me what's up.
Man, hey, look, I was going to ask you, man, what's happening with you, man? What up?
Everything is happening. Vegan Trap Chicken is happening. The music is happening. The movement is happening. Community is happening. Healthy living is happening. A high quality of life is happening. Everything is happening at a high level. We are ascending, you know?
So, Rich, you got a rich history when it comes to, you know, just being in the city of Baton Rouge, bro.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? I've came across you numerous times from all the way from Southern University.
Man.
To, you know, even one of my favorite spots, man, the Table is Bread, man.
Bread.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hey, bro, you come from a lineage of
I've been in a lot of places and done a lot of things.
Right.
I'm never people who know what the connection is, they know what the connection is. People who don't, they just be like, man, he's everywhere.
Right.
Indeed.
So look, let's take it back from where I originally met you from and how I know you, and what I know you for doing.
Okay.
When I met you, it was Southern University.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? You were doing the music.
Okay, yes.
Tell me this. How did you get into music?
I got into music via my friends professionally. But before that, even in high school, middle school, I was sort of musical, played instruments in the band, in the choir, etc. Did a little music at church. You know how I be, coming up in the black church. And once I got to undergrad at Morehouse, I had friends doing music professionally. And I was like, oh, this is a thing. This is really what folks my age are doing. So via that, I understood there was an opportunity there and there was a path that I could follow. Long story short, I got a track from one of my friends, wrote a song, got a little notoriety. Al J. Wallace, who was running the music scene out here at the time, heard what I had going on and he turned me up. And that was sort of my first taste of the music industry professionally.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So from there, where did you go with this music? Like,
so from there, that was the beginning. From there, I learned how to do more things on my own, from engineering, producing, writing, etc. Of course, I wrote that first song myself. I don't want to say it was a fluke, but I'm just putting it together. However, I was putting it together at the time. Right. We just sharpened the skills. And honestly, music after that was a tool to open many other doors for me, right? Via business or, you know, whether it's fashion or food or whatever. Music has been a tool in my life. I still write songs for folks, engineer, do hooks, things for myself, etc. But it's been a great tool. It's gotten me into a lot of different places to allow me to do many other things. So we're still getting busy. I'm about to drop some solo stuff for myself, finally.
So look, hold on. Before we even get into that, Rich, explain to me, what is your music? Like, what is it like? What do you do with your music? Tell me, like, give me a breakdown of who you are as an artist.
As an artist, it's tough to pigeonhole me because I guess I was a writer first.
Right.
You know, not I guess, I know I was a writer first. So that calls for me to delve into different genres, right? The song I just did last week for Vic's Farm sounds different than the song I wrote from Jetsetters. Sounds different from the next song I plan to release for myself. Sounds different than the last song I wrote a hook on. So everything sounds a little different. It depends on what's brought to me or what's, you know, on the table. But as far as what I want to put down, man, I just want music that makes people feel a certain way. I'm going to release some R&B tunes. I might get into some straight ahead jazz tunes after that, maybe some blues things, but whatever it is, I want there to be a certain feeling, you know?
Right.
You know how you feel when you go into your favorite restaurant? Each brick and mortar may be different. And, you know, I don't know, Ruth Chris, let's use them for example. You know, I'm vegan, I don't even get down with all that, but once upon a time I did. But every Ruth's Chris around the country is a little different. But you kind of know what you're going to eat. You know what the atmosphere is going to be. You know what it's going to be aesthetically. You know how it's going to make you feel, etc. And that's what I want to do with my music. More than trying to have a specific sound, I want to try and encapsulate, if that's the right word I'm looking for, a specific feeling.
All right, so check this out. So Rich, man, why you ain't never did no song with me, man? You don't fuck with international.
You ain't never put it in my face like that, bro.
Pause.
Yikes. Holy shit. No Diddy. Yo, yikes. But no, I'm never, if I know I'm going to do some work with you, I just know we're going to get it done, and it gets done when it gets done. You're definitely not one of the people I'm like, I'm not doing something with this guy. People say it all the time. I'm always ready to go.
So look, I'm going to make you say this on camera.
Okay, here we are.
You're going to be on my debut album.
We're going to be on the debut album.
Yeah.
We're saying it.
Yeah.
We're saying it. All right.
All right, so
Okay.
you agree that you're going to be on there.
I'm going to be on there. We're
All
going
right.
to,
All right.
We're going to see what you got. We're going to see what you got.
We going to see what I got, nigga.
I'm going to see what you got for me, bro.
Hey, I got that heat for you. Pause.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I believe. I've heard it. I already know how you're coming, brother.
Right.
You can't start this shit. You start this shit, you can't stop. Everything sounds weird.
So check this out. Music.
Okay.
Tell me about the food, cause this is the thing. I've known you for a while to know that this didn't just happen overnight.
No.
You've always had a hand in food in the sense of quality, flavorful food.
Service, flavor. I'm where it's at. I think it's a part of artistry. I know it's a part of artistry, right? You have to care about what it is you're presenting. I want you to taste all the flavors. I want it to be pleasing. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to have a memory. I want you to feel a certain way when you think about what it is I'm doing. So all of that comes into play. Like you said, it doesn't happen overnight. It's a palette, it's a style, it's a flavor that develops over time. And then once you get to where it is you want to be as far as, presenting that to the world, shoot, it's a gangster party. You're ready to go. So I've done the knowledge before I try to get out here and do the purpose. So that's why,
Right.
I'm obviously ahead of the game.
So explain to me, because I've had it myself. These chicken sandwiches that you're doing. You gotta let the people know. I know you've been on a lot of our shows, you've been on the platform,
of course.
Man, you gotta tell me the real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm here with it.
Because I know you.
So what you saying? What's the question?
I mean, tell me about it, man. Give me the lowdown on the chicken sandwiches, man.
Well, of course, vegan trap chicken. We started with the chicken sandwich. That was the main dish. When I consumed flesh, one of my favorite things was chicken. I like chicken fried, baked, smothered, every which way.
Right.
When I gave up that life, it was something that I missed. So I learned how to turn a mushroom essentially into chicken. The crunch, the flavor, the texture, the taste. I've got the game on it. And I have the easiest mushroom to chicken recipe. Most people that I serve don't eat mushrooms, but they hadn't had it the way that I do it. So I do something very simple, very well. I'm unmatched. And it's because, I understand food, I understand flavor. I can find the common denominators, and I can make anything simple, So they can't beat me in that, and I've done it so many times. I got the game on it, and I've tried the same dish from other folks. I don't want to say I didn't believe in myself, but when you do something so easily, you assume it's that easy for everyone else. And I've had it, other places and spaces. And it wasn't the same. You've had the same thing other places and spaces.
Right,
what's happening.
right.
They ain't vegan trap chicken, man.
Yeah, I say this all the time.
Yeah.
When it comes to vegan food, out of all the places I've tried, you are number one.
I know. I don't know if they don't care, or if they don't have the same palate, or if they don't have the same skill. And there are places I can improve. I really want to get busy on plating. I'd like to take a course on plating because I love how beautifully some of these folks plate their dishes, you know?
Right.
But it tastes like shit. It looks good. But it don't taste how it look. And my food looks good as well. Let's not get it twisted. You know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful food. It tastes as good as it looks. But I just want to, you know, consistently ascend, see where it is I can get a little bit better, right? As far as the food and the flavor and the taste go, I'm unmatched. And I know I am at this point in the game. Initially, I don't want to say I was unsure. I knew what I was doing was good, but I didn't know how it compared to others. But time and time again, all across the country, in whichever city I'm in, folks that have my food compared to the places they've been, and it's no match. It's no match, man. I don't know if it's South Louisiana or I don't know, but I'm matching.
Rich, I gotta ask you this: Why do you find black people to be sometimes hesitant towards eating this vegan food?
Because black people can't trust anything. As a black person, you know it's tough to trust anybody saying anything in the society that we live in, you know?
Right.
But that is part of the reason that I promote and posture the way that I do, to make my people comfortable in what it is I'm doing. Vegan Trap Chicken, you see who I'm slanging to, you hear the music that we playing, you hear how I talk about the food, you see how it's served, you know how I'm coming. A lot of people reach out to me and they say things like, I wouldn't have tried anybody else's vegan food because they didn't make me feel the way you made me feel when I seen what you was doing. The way that I'm doing it resonates with my people. That's one of the reasons why. Because a lot of times when people like me look out and see what's out there on the market, there's some hippies, some people that don't resonate with you. They don't look like they got something you want.
Right.
And you don't see people like you enjoying what it is they got, right?
Right.
So for me, it's different because I started with people like me to help reach other people like us.
Right.
It's that simple. So that's the number one thing. Just because of where we are societally, it's tough for a black person to trust anything in the United States of America. That's number one. Secondly, we don't see a lot of people like us doing it. That's number two, right? So we are conquering these, we're jumping these hurdles, right? We're jumping through these hoops. So I get it. And then on top of that, especially recently, within the last generation or two, it's not what's typically in our homes. Right? Our great-grandparents and, you know, above that, they were growing their food. So they were eating from the garden. They were eating a lot of fruits, eating a lot of vegetables because that's the way we had to get food. Right. But shoot, the last 50 years or so, McDonald's, we're trading our time for what we see as convenience and it's killing us. All these different things, you know, I'm doing something that's not a part of the black tradition, but that's what we're doing. We're making it a part of the tradition, and it's happening rapidly because it's not just me. There are plenty of other people like me, and we're getting back to where we came from, so it's not tough to go back.
So look, it's just landed, you know what I'm saying? You said something about tradition. So I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
A tradition in America that's typical for black families is Thanksgiving. Based off of that, tell me your ideal Thanksgiving, your ideal vegan Thanksgiving. What would you bring to the table for a vegan Thanksgiving?
Well, this is, you know, what I've been doing. You know, every year I do something a little special. I've done the vegan meatloaves. I've done the vegan mac and cheese. Of course, I always do the vegan chicken. I have the vegan fish. I've got the sea moss gumbo. So I do the things that you're used to, right? And the names that I place on these items aren't because that's exact, you know, sea moss gumbo, you could probably call it you could call it a bunch of things, but I name these things in ways that make you comfortable because you're familiar with that item, right? I could say a fried mushroom sandwich, but I say a chicken sandwich because it tastes like chicken. You don't know what else to call it. So we're first of all bringing items to the table that you've heard of before. I don't want to freak anybody out if this isn't something that I'm doing by myself. But of course, we're going to have the chicken. We're going to have your rice and gravy. We're going to have yams are vegan. Greens are vegan. A lot of these things that you're used to having for Thanksgiving, a lot of those items are vegan, especially your sides. You can do vegan dressing.
Yeah.
You can do vegan greens. You can do the yams without the, you know, like, come on.
Yeah.
So it's not tough. The only thing you really have to replace is the protein. And what's that, some turkey and some ham?
Yeah.
Right? We got vegan fish. We got vegan chicken. I got vegan shrimp. I got all that. What you want? What you want to replace it with?
Yeah.
So other than that, shoot, you're good to go. The desserts, the pies, you know, for a while, I hate baking, but for a while I was doing the best apple pies.
Yeah.
Right? We got apple pies, we got sweet potato pies,
Got
bean pies. Come on now.
Yeah.
You know what's going on. My brother.
You remind me of Boys in the Hood. Yeah. That nigga said, "What's some real ass niggas? That ain't selling bean pies."
Assalamu alaikum to my
Islam,
brothers at
you know
the Nation of Islam. You know, and speaking of Nation of Islam, that was one of the turning points that helped change my life. I got into How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Your Dr. Sebi's, all the other health gurus that are brothers, that's the word they started from up under.
Right.
Come on, man. There's a way for us to do things. We got to get back to it. Yeah, that's all it is.
Definitely. Shout out to the boys at
Shout
the
out
mosque.
to the boys in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
2600 Plank Road. Muhammad Mosque number 65. I was just in Atlanta. I didn't get to stop by Muhammad Mosque number 5. And in Austin, Texas, I was just out there. I've been there before. I believe that might be number 64. Right. If I'm incorrect, I don't know. But, you know, shout out to all the mosques in all the cities that I've been to and all of those that we haven't touched as well, personally, you know.
Yeah, we actually just got to see Brother Nuri Muhammad recently.
I'm so unhappy I was not in Baton Rouge for that.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Hey, Rich, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, it's just landed out jokes, bro.
Okay.
And I couldn't believe how short Nuri was.
How short is Nuri
Muhammad? Nuri look like he about 5'11".
No way. What, 4'11" you mean? No way, Nuri Muhammad. I'm gonna have to ask one of the brothers at the mosque how tall he was, man. I'm gonna have to see about that, man. No,
I'm exaggerating, but yeah. Brother short,
Nuri,
you know what I'm
man.
saying?
Oh man, assalamu alaikum, brother. Lord have mercy. I'm gonna have to see what they talk about. I'm so upset that I missed that. I wish I was there.
It was good though. It was a lot of good information, and I want to preach this to a lot of people. You don't have to be a Muslim to truly understand the message that they're preaching.
They preach the best message to the black man in America every Sunday.
Correct.
They preach as much Bible as your church, right?
They preach out the Bible and the Quran.
And the Quran. But they preach more Bible than your preacher.
Right.
Okay? Every Sunday. And they're giving you a message tailored specifically to you as a black person, where other black or white Christian churches, they ain't gonna do that most of the time. Right. Even the black church is afraid to do that a lot of times. That's how they be acting, you know. But you need to talk to your people in a way that's palatable to them, to help them deal with what's going on, to help them deal with what's going on in society, right? Because we have an experience that's specific to us. Correct. And they are the only folks that speak directly to that, and they also give you advice on what to do. Exactly. Ain't nobody else doing that, man.
Exactly.
It's vital. It's vital to your experience here today, and especially where we are.
Right. So you feel like that had a big influence on, as well, with the kind of food that you bring out to your people?
At the time, when I began spending most time at the mosque, I was looking for something specific anyway. Right. You know, whatever it is you're looking for, you're gonna find it. You know, I had a health episode where I almost died from diverticulitis. I was trying to eat different, live different. I was dating a young lady at the time who was a doctor. Her mother was a doctor. Her parents. I talked to her mom, who was also from Africa, trying to figure out what it was they were eating specifically to black folk. Like, what's going on? What y'all was doing? How, you know, who's the, you know? I'm just trying to figure it all out. I'm trying to see what's going on. And at that time, that was exactly what I needed. It was exactly what I needed.
So definitely, Rich, definitely. I feel like what you're doing is it's good that you're doing it for the community, because we don't look out or take care of our own as we should. And what you're doing is preaching health. And I don't think people realize that health is the one thing that once you lose it, it's very hard to gain it back.
Well, people feel that way, but I will correct that, because it's hard to gain it back because people aren't ready to make the sacrifice to shake back.
Yeah, but sacrifices are hard.
Sacrifices are hard.
And that's why a lot of times we don't regain our health.
Exactly.
Because of the fact that it's a
won't do what it
lifestyle
takes.
change.
Yes, it is. Like, but for example, when I was dying in the hospital, it took a 10-day fast to shake me back, right?
Right.
You can do decades worth of damage to your life and repair it in a fairly short amount of time if you're willing to fast and cut off all that trash you've been putting in your body. You can literally go on a fruit fast with herbs for 90 days and shake all the way back off of most ailments and diseases. And even if you don't shake all the way back from what you're facing, if it's a cancer or something, 9 times out of 10 it'll probably go away. Now, when I'm talking about what I'm thinking, I'm talking about what I've seen and the diets and stuff I've personally put people on. You can fix and switch it up, but people have to be disciplined. And no matter what happens, if you do that, if you make that change for your body consistently over an extended period of time, it'll change your life, bro. We don't realize how nutrient deficient we are. I had a young lady that worked with my mother. She was having some health issues. And when she was explaining her situation to my mother, I mentioned to my mother that she had to cut off everything she was eating immediately, because if you're having problems, it's too late. It's too late to try to change your diet. You need to cut everything off at that point. But long story short, she made the simple changes that I told her to make at that time and stuck to it. And she went back to the doctor within a few days, and her situation had changed drastically. We don't realize how much trash we put in our body. We don't realize what these chemicals are doing to us. We don't realize the whole game. Trying to get you out of here, you know?
Yeah, and you know what? Brother Nuri said this during the speech. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it resonates with what you were just saying, because discipline is the key word. And he said affirmation without discipline is the beginning of delusion. You can't just talk your way to success or whatever else that you're trying to obtain. You need to discipline yourself with action in order to make it happen.
Affirmation without discipline is
delusion.
Golly. That's a gangster part.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a word.
Right.
For real. But scripture says faith without work is dead. Exactly. So you can believe whatever you want to believe. But if you don't put the work in, ain't nothing gonna happen. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So based off of this so far, where you've been with your business, do you vision going into maybe a brick and mortar situation, or do you want to stay mobile? Because I know you like touching the people. You like being amongst the people. You know what I'm saying? Rather than the people come to you, a lot of times you go to the people.
There you go.
So do you see what's next for vegan trap chicken?
We've grown our following. We've touched a lot of people. The brand is increasing. I want to get further into different products, different things that we can easily incorporate into everyone's daily lifestyle, into your homes, to make sure that you're getting nutrients in the body on a daily basis. So I've got a couple of things I'm playing with, thinking about, or not thinking about, we've put action into developing a couple of things. And I'm going to see where that takes me. But in the meantime, I'm continuing to grow the following and the brand and touching, different people, shaking hands, kissing babies, changing people's lives with the information, teaching people how to cook, teaching people how to choose what it is they're putting into their bodies. We have courses, meal prep, serving daily, all of those things. Eventually, I would like to get into a brick and mortar where I can have staff there doing what it is I do, but I'm going to have to pick those people very carefully, I want to be like for the lack of better terms, like, when you go to Chick-fil-A, you expect a certain style of service, and you can get that everywhere you are.
Chick-fil-A or Sick-fil-A?
Sick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That sounds like Nur Muhammad. Of course, we're not going to hit you, their food is mostly chemicals with a little chicken in it.
Right.
Right. But as far as the way that their employees carry themselves, A1. It's a certain style that you come to expect no matter where you are. So that's what I want Vegan Trap Chicken. I want a certain style to be there no matter where the Vegan Trap Chicken may be. And if I'm not there, I have to ensure that people are there that will carry that mantle and ensure that that's what we keep going. Let's ensure that that's what, happens for sure. So.
Right. So look, I want to jump into something else. I want to jump into this, man. Supreme Court, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Supreme Court was an idea that you came to me with.
Yes.
We talked about it. I like the direction of it.
Indeed.
I said, let's roll.
Indeed.
So tell me, what is Supreme Court?
Supreme Court is in a way like vegan trap chicken. We want to show you that we're having fun. We want to show you that it's a good time. We want to show you positive ways to accomplish certain things for your community and for yourself, right? Vegan Trap Chicken is health-based. We're showing you how to improve your health. We're showing you how to extend your life. We're showing you how to live that extended life at a higher clip, right? Same thing with Supreme Court. We're going to do the fun things that you're used to seeing with cool people. It's going to feel the way you want it to feel, but at its basis, we want to show you how to communicate and resolve things. Because that's essentially what Supreme Court is all about, right? I want to show people that you can come together, reason with one another, get to the bottom of things, and find solutions. So whether it's Vegan Trap Chicken or Supreme Court, we are bringing solutions to the community, right? No matter what may happen on Supreme Court, you may see a situation where someone owes someone some money. You may see somebody might be messing with their partner, old lady, whatever it is. We're going to reason with one another and get to the bottom of it, and I'm sure that will inspire the same with others.
So let's speak on this.
Okay.
It's another reason why I like Supreme Court.
Okay, let's talk about it.
You don't have to get the man involved to resolve these issues.
Don't have to get anyone involved outside of ourselves. The community needs to continue to do for itself. That's what it's really all about. That's really what it's all about, right? And these are ideas. This is behavior that can be universalized. They might see the Supreme Court on the antidote and start the Supreme Court in their neighborhood.
So Rich, I observed this when I went to Africa.
Okay.
I went to Nigeria.
Talk about it.
I went to the King's Palace, and we were visitors, we were guests there. We running it, we talking, we doing what we doing. And some guys pull up. They're like, King, man, we need to holler at you, man. Some stuff that went down.
Holy smokes.
And we need to figure out like what we need to do. Basically, before they take it to law officials or things of that nature, they went to the king and they asked the king,
what should we do?
What should we do before we make a move? Because it was something along the lines of he was dealing with a female and a female jacked. He was ready to do something to the female, but before he do anything to the female, he went to the king. He was like, King, what's good? What can I do? So basically, what I'm saying is the community, because each basically to break it down. We in Baton Rouge. Every hood got a king.
Of course.
You got the king of Glen Oaks, you got the king of Sherwood, you got the king of the South. So they got to go to the king of the hood and be like, hey, king, before we play the people, or we go with our move, man, what's good? And I feel like Supreme Court should be that kind of platform as well, to where before you take it to these people, let's settle it here.
Let's figure it out. And
get it straight so that way, we ain't gotta have. Look, you ain't gotta have on your record you been sued. You ain't gotta have on your record that you did this, you did that. Take it to Supreme Court. Take it to Supreme Court where we can fix the problem and everybody can walk away without additional damage.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And I believe we can be a beacon of change in that way. Right. For real.
You gotta think about it. In order for black people to make a change, we got to learn how to govern ourselves.
There you go.
Why not do it at Supreme?
Why not do it at Supreme Court? Why not let Supreme Court be the paradigm, right? In that way. Come on, man.
Right.
Because what's the point of doing something for nothing, right? Like, what's the point of just, we black folk ain't got time for that. Everything we do, especially now, has to have a reason, a purpose, and it has to always go back to enriching our community, because we need so much. So every opportunity we get, we need to be turning back around and watering our own, right?
Yeah.
Every chance we get. Indeed.
So look, this just landed, of course. We talk about other stuff on here as well.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you, I'm going to make a statement. And you tell me how you feel about it. You agree with it, disagree with it, whatever it may be. You You know, and it's something along the lines of this. A relationship with no fear is a relationship with no balance. What do you think about that?
Have you ever heard the? I'm sure you have.
If you ain't chewing, you ain't doing.
If you ain't chewing, you ain't doing. You ain't sharing, you ain't caring.
But now, go ahead.
Fear God.
Right.
Right? People tell you to fear God. Not in a way that, I'm afraid. You know? And not that we're afraid of the wrath of God or any of that. But when you're in a relationship with someone that you care about especially, there's a certain way you move. There's certain things you do and you don't do, right? Not that you're afraid of the consequences, but you know what you get out if you ain't putting in the right thing.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So why would you want to put something in bad to get something out bad to mess up everything you got going on? Now, if you don't have that healthy fear, right? You don't care, then you just all willy-nilly. And what's the point of that? That's a lack of respect. That's a lack of so many things, including boundaries for yourself and others, and we could go down that whole rabbit hole.
Right.
But that's not even a relationship at all, right? That's how you treat someone that you ain't in a relationship with. I might cut you off in traffic or cuss you out or this or that, because I don't give a damn about who the hell that is, right? They mean nothing to me. And you'll show that via your actions.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense. I mean, if you gotta live off of that mantra, then you're already kind of doomed from the start.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Because truth be told, bro, respect should in this situation trump fear. Because if you respect the person you're dealing with, then you shouldn't even have to worry about fearing them, because respect should let you know to don't cross the line.
But it starts with self as well, right? If you respect and understand yourself in certain ways, there's certain things you don't do as a human being. And everybody doesn't understand the world or, society or whatever it may be, that whichever situation you're in, people don't understand those situations in that way. So I get it, but shoot, you got to peel back the layers and think past right now.
So look, I got a statement. And this can be taken so many ways, but you're allowed to, when you hear this, just tell me what you think. If a nigga gotta ask that, then nigga, you ain't got what it takes. What you think with it?
Say that again.
If a nigga gotta ask that, then nigga, you ain't got what it takes.
Okay, yeah.
What do you think when you hear that statement?
If I heard that statement correctly, it seems like if I gotta ask for it, you ain't got it. If you would have had it, you would have already showed it.
Right.
Straight up.
Right.
Now, it depends on the situation.
Yeah, but
some people play broke, deaf, and dumb, and that may be what the move is at the time. But shit, if you got it, you're going to show it,
So you believe, though, if you got it, you're going to show it?
If you got it, it's going to show.
Right.
You can't hide it,
So let me ask you this. Do you feel like people are observant towards that? Meaning, I'll give you an example. I find sometimes women to choose or pick a man or be chosen by a man.
Well, before you even get there, I'll say a lot of people are posers because they understand perception and its power.
And that's where I'm going at with this.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going at with
So
this.
there's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to be keen. You can always, if you brand new, you might get tricked up. But if you're seasoned, right? If you're, what's the word I'm looking for? In your vintage, or if you're just poised enough to wait for the signs, you'll see. You can tell the real from the fake.
Right.
It won't take long. Time will tell, right?
Yeah.
And time is at times
So
the
look,
great equalizer.
So look, we talking about time. So I got a question for you. If you spend years with a I'm gonna put this in quotations, an ancient woman, does it make you an ancient man?
Yeah, because that's what you chose. If you ain't changing, you choosing. You know, I already said that one time today. If that's the lane you choosing, then yeah. If you ain't changing, that's what you chose. Right? You can do bad by yourself. And sometimes you have to get that out the way to make room for something else. Right? But sometimes people can't let go. And if you holding on to something that ain't shit, you must not think shit of yourself. And you could say you do, but your actions ain't showing that. People say a lot of things, you know? But I'm really looking for what you're doing. You could say whatever you want to say to me, but I'm really peeping game on what you're doing. And in the meantime, I'm seeing what all that means. Lord have mercy. People say so many things. Yikes. They gonna show you what time it is.
So look, I'm gonna ask you another question. I'll make a statement because we touched upon it a little bit. You know, I don't want to go too deep into religion, but I want to ask you this.
Okay.
I believe that a lot of religions been watered down, right? And a lot of religions, I feel like it's being used as a coping mechanism and not a conquering mechanism.
Indeed.
What do you think about that?
I think the basis of religion has changed, and people, because they realize that they can galvanize and monetize from religion, they're trying to use religion to serve the people. So I don't mind meeting an individual where they're at, right? But people aren't really requiring anything to be down anymore, right? You don't really have to live the lifestyle that the religion calls for. And not saying that you're perfect when you show up, because if you were perfect, you wouldn't need the religion or whatever it is you feel you needed at that time. But man, there's just really no, ain't nobody really looking for you to really show what you talking about, right? There's no discipline. Nobody's really trying to change. You're going to do the wild shit on Saturday night and be in church Sunday morning, for the lack of better terms. You're not really living that life and really abiding by or being an example of what it is you preach. And you got to practice what you preach, man. All day. People doing a whole lot of preaching and very little practicing.
Right. So Rich, let me ask you this. Can you live without celebrating any holidays?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. At this point in the game, I don't really celebrate any holidays now anyway, besides like my son for Christmas, the churn holidays and stuff when churn like to have stuff. Other than that, I ain't even really on it, It really don't do a whole lot for me, But Christmas, the kids like to have things, so I have a child, so we celebrate Christmas for my son. For 4th of July, Thanksgiving, yada, all that. We do the things with the family. Pleased for everyone to have time off to be able to come together. But I'm not really a big holiday guy. I ain't even gonna front. I'm not really festive in that way.
Right. I know that was a random question, you know what I'm saying? Just not me. But it's just landed, you know what I'm saying? It's just, hey, bro, I be wanting to see how you think. It's just, Cause look, let me ask you this too. When in a talking phase with a woman, right? Okay. Do you feel like there's any restrictions you could put on that woman?
No, you can't put any restriction on a woman either way. You just gonna have to hope she choose you, and keep choosing. But boy, you put all your eggs in one basket, you might be in trouble.
So let me ask you this then, based off you saying that, do you believe in this mantra? Two too close to one and one too close to none.
What is that?
Two close to one and one too close to none. I hear you,
man. So this is my thing. When I'm dating, like say I'm dating, just out here dating multiple women. Not saying that's what I'm doing now, but let's just say for the sake of this argument, I'm dating multiple women. Right. I'm always gonna have my favorite. I'm gonna have the one that's my favorite. So when I have my favorite, I tend to spend more time with my favorite, and the others kind of fall off anyway. So that's sort of how that goes. But I mean, you have to keep a support system, if that makes any sense to you. You definitely have to make sure that you keep a support system. Because, man, there might be times you might be getting yourself into something thinking that's the way to go, and that ain't the way to go. And now you done cut yourself short. You ain't got nobody to talk to. Loud and mercy.
So let me ask you, how you feel about this, Rich?
What'd you say?
Why do people go on dates with people they don't like?
Just for an experience, a good time, whatever. I don't really go on dates with people I don't like.
Yeah,
and if I'm going somewhere with you, you're at least my friend, and I enjoy your company. We can kick it.
So look, I'm gonna tell you why I asked you that question.
Okay.
We got a show on the Antidote, Get It Poppin'.
All right.
And our host Kay, has mentioned that she's gone out with dates with guys that she don't like.
Just to eat and have an experience, some drinks and some food,
So,
probably.
so do you find that to be a good quality to have, to go on dates with people who they don't like because they want to experience something? Do you feel like that the other person's being led on?
I feel that if an individual is taking someone out, they're looking to develop a deeper relationship with that person.
Right.
So they're looking for more than just hanging out with you that one time and never talking to you again. So to say otherwise would be, foolish. So of course, they're looking for something more, and that's just how that goes. So
yeah, I don't know. I see that a lot and hear that a lot on social media these days about, women taking guys' money and doing different
But
things.
see, this is the thing too. A lot of these guys don't care. They don't have standards.
Right. Right.
A lot of brothers, they'll pay for it.
Yeah.
And whatever you do on your time is fine.
And you know what, Rich? You said something that's key. Standards.
Mm-hmm.
If you stop dealing with the whores of the world, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't got no problem with hoes.
No. I ain't saying I got no problem with hoes. This is what I'm saying though. Don't be mad that you give your money to a hoe,
right,
and then she act like a hoe.
Okay, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to take your time and find somebody that's genuinely interested.
If you're gonna give your money to somebody and you don't want to be felt like a trick, then you don't invest into a hoe. Right?
And there has to be some type of, people are just out here making bad decisions and moving too quick with their time and their resources. Yeah. You've got to figure it out. Now, I might go hang out with a friend here and there, and you're really no big deal. Might have some drinks and some food because I was going to do that anyway. You come hang out with me. We might do whatever and do whatever after. Who knows? But what I'm saying is that before I'm really investing any real money or real time into you, there's some type of protocol you got to meet. There's some type of understanding I have to see that we have with one another before I'm moving too quick, And that's the problem. People are moving too quick and doing too much too soon. Males and females. So it is what it is.
Nah, Rich, I definitely feel where you're going there with that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel that. So, Rich, I feel like we got a lot more to talk about. So I want to do a part two. But it's a little bit long time. Yeah, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and come to this episode, but before we go, let us know. You already know what it is.
Been looking at where I'm headed, though. You can find out. They got people like me talking about the health. They got brothers talking about firearms. They got people talking about entertainment, news. What you want? This is the Black Network. And we ain't with no funny business either. A Black Network, we ain't with the funny business.
Right. We ain't
doing no funny business right here, around here. I don't be naked in no rooms with this man.
I'm going to put that clip in there.
You know what I'm saying? We'll don't come around here with this straight gangster and then you go somewhere else and you with the funny business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're doing, that's cool. Whatever you want to do is cool. We ain't got no problem with that. We include everyone in our community. But don't come around here fronting and stunting. Keep it real. And we are not with the funny business. We are straight, we businessmen. We family men. Yeah. You need to know. From South Louisiana. We country boys. Right. We ain't with all that. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I'm looking at all the cameras. Act like you know.
So look, you did a lot of my outro, so look, I gotta make sure I shout out my Instagram. International message of John the track.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check out the compilation campaign out now. 32 tracks.
32.
1 album.
That's when Jesus got outside.
Hey, look. So look, we had that nice, beautiful lady on earlier. I couldn't really see it. So look, lady, I shut down my OnlyFans page. I took it out my bio. So,
I got one now though. I knew I'd be forgetting to pump my OnlyFans. It's vegan only pants.
Yeah, mine was pretty crazy. It was Joe Plumber, you know.
Were you busting that up on there?
Oh man, hey bro, look, I can't go to detail.
You were getting the business clear on that bit though?
Look,
were you getting the business clear on that bit?
Let me tell you, man. Hey,
no way.
My account before that was called Dixon. You
No
know what I'm
way.
saying? So yeah.
Were you getting the business clear?
Man, look.
What?
Look, just ask the ladies that subscribe. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying?
Maybe you can give me some pointers. Oh. You trying to tell me how to set my channel up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What?
So yeah.
Y'all have to talk about that off camera.
Yeah, but I shut it down, you know.
Man, why? Why did you shut it down?
Man, just trying to change my life.
Okay, I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I've got plenty of content. I've got years of content. And it's high quality.
Yeah, I mean,
shooting iPhones.
Hey, let me tell you something. I got these cameras
in 4K for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I really want to get into? I want to get into the VR shit.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I want to do that. I want to do that. I've got people ready.
Well, look, Rich, let me go ahead and conclude this episode. I appreciate you for coming. You know what I'm saying? It's always good running with you.
Always a pleasure.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just landing, man.
Just like, wow.